Recently, many people have been asking me, I have a property to sell, but the market isn't doing well. Should I sell it? So I ask you, do you really want to sell and have no choice? Or are you just hoping to sell at your imagined price? Let's first take a look at the market data. Right now, in most areas, there are nearly 30,000 properties for sale, but only about 5,000 to 6,000 transactions each month. This means the inventory cycle has already exceeded 5 months, and for every 5 properties, less than 1 gets sold. In a market like this, buyers have plenty of choices, sellers face fierce competition, and the power in price negotiations lies with the buyers. Recently, I met a seller whose mindset represents a significant portion of sellers. He didn't buy at the market peak, but he spent quite a bit on renovations recently. Because of this, he insists he can't sell the property at a loss. At the very least, he wants to recoup his renovation costs, and he even hopes to make a small profit. As a result, he is unwilling to acknowledge recent sale prices of similar properties nearby. He says, "This is the price I want. I'll wait for that one buyer who truly loves my home, that fated person to come and buy it." This is actually a blind spot for many sellers. In a market where information and data are completely transparent, selling a house is fundamentally a scientific matter because it can be verified by market data. Yet, they insist on turning it into something mystical, believing that a destined buyer will arrive riding on colorful clouds. What I want to say is, even that fated person will only offer the market price. Even if they really like your house, they will still refer to the recent sale prices of similar properties nearby, and then make reasonable price adjustments based on the condition of your property. At most, the price will only fluctuate a little above or below market price. They won't pay an extra 100 or 200,000 just because they're destined to buy your house. Sellers often say things like, I bought high, I spent a lot on renovations, I've taken good care, I have great neighbors, or a neighbor sold for such and such price in a certain month and year. But the market doesn't care about sentiment, it only cares about fairness, market value, or fair market value. The market won't pay more just because you love your home. It only looks at recent sale prices of similar nearby properties, then adds or subtracts reasonable adjustments based on your property's features to come up with a price. Buyers are willing to pay and banks are willing to finance. That's called market price. So, selling a house is never determined by your personal wishes. If you really have a compelling reason to sell, like being unable to afford the mortgage or needing to free up funds, then you have to accept the market price. If there are a large number of similar units for sale in your community at the same time, you need to be mentally prepared to sell at the lowest adjusted price in the community. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck with the other 30,000 sellers, adding to the inventory and waiting in vain without making a deal. Of course, if you don't have to sell, then you can wait until the market price catches up to your expectations before listing. Always remember, whether you're a buyer or a seller, the only thing you can control is when you enter the market. Once you enter the market, you can only sell at the prevailing fair market price. In short, real estate transactions are neither mystical nor a game of luck. If you can accept the market price and set a reasonable price based on recent sales, you'll be able to buy or sell successfully. I'm Prizan, your trusted choice for first-time home buying and selling in Greater Toronto. If you're thinking about selling but aren't sure what price to list at, click my profile picture to check out my homepage and contact me. Let's chat about the real market acceptable price for your property. See you in the next video.